Hello everybody, long time no see. Let's talk about Avengers Endgame. So Avengers Endgame is directed by the Russo brothers, who definitely previously directed Infinity War. They directed Civil War, and off the top of my head, I can't think of the other one. But they have definitely been in the Marvel Cinematic Universe for a while, and I think that they did a great job with this film, and especially Infinity War. They did a great job with that one as well. Of course, this movie stars like a whole bunch of different people. I can't just go into talking to you about how many people there really are because there's just so many. I can't really explain to how many people there are. But anyway, let's talk about this movie. And so, when I left the movie theater, I was just kind of stunned and, just kind of like, wow, there's a lot of things going on in here. And it took me at least about like an hour to kind of like sit down and kind of just figure out all these things that were going on in my mind, all these things that happened in this movie. And, I left the theater stunned. I was stunned at, what happened, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you were as well. But let me just tell you that Avengers Endgame is just an emotional movie. It's just, I'm telling you, like, if you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, you know what I'm talking about. We definitely had experienced a real heavy death in that movie. Moving off of Infinity War as well, we definitely experienced many deaths in there, and that was very sad and very emotional as well. But yeah, Avengers Endgame is definitely a very emotional movie. I'm surprised that it actually went down the road that it did. But definitely it's good that they went down the road because normally, these superhero movies don't really actually have a lot of emotion in it, but definitely this movie did, and it definitely took a lot of chances. Especially in the beginning, in the first 30 minutes, something big happens. And it's just like, wow, I can't believe that happened. It's just, wow, I can't believe that guy went out like that. Um, but basically, I'm surprised that they took that route. And then all of a sudden, these different jumps throughout the movie, it's very interesting that they went down the direction that they did. A lot of speculations that were already out there, a lot of theories that were already out there. Some of them were actually true. And actually, for me, I didn't really spoil myself. I didn't really listen to a lot of these theories before I went into the movie. I just went into this movie blind. I just saw a few trailers, and I just went into this movie pretty much blind. Um, but man, am I telling you that this movie was for sure a ride. It was a ride, and I'm pretty sure this is definitely a very cohesive story that over a course of over 20 Marvel movies, they ended with this one. And I think that it was a great wrap up to just an awesome 10, 11 years of just great cinema, and I'm just so glad and I'm happy with this movie, with the way that they treated it. I'm happy with just the way they went, in this story, just amazing the way the writers were able to just really just write this movie to really please the fans. And I definitely left pleased. Definitely one of my beefs with this movie is that it's just too long. I'm sorry, but it's just too long. It's 3 hours and it's 2 minutes long. Can you believe that? 3 hours and 2 minutes. I cannot. You feel the time. I'm telling you right now. Especially in the first two acts. It's very slow. It's very slow, and it's very slow to pick up. And but let me just tell you, once we reach that third act, that last hour, that is what you came to the cinemas for. You came to the cinemas to see that last hour, and it is just amazing. Like, the last hour is like, wow, blown away. It is just crazy what's going on in there. But definitely it does take a while to pick up, and I have to say that there is at least 15 minutes they could have cut out of the first and second act. There was some things in there that just that didn't really need to be said, that didn't really need to go through with, and I'm pretty sure that they should have cut out a lot of those scenes. And you know, for people complaining like, oh well, we want the longer movie, well, you know, maybe they should just look into releasing an extended cut or a director's cut or something like that. But definitely for the theaters, it should have at least been 2 hours and 40 minutes, in my opinion. Because if we take a look back at Infinity War, that movie was, you know, 100% from beginning to end. And Avengers Endgame was not like that. It wasn't like action packed all the way through. Avengers Infinity War was like that. It was action packed all the way through. But you know, Avengers Endgame, no, I don't think it was like that at all. I do understand that a lot of things needed to happen in a slow paced way in the beginning of this movie in order for the story to take place. But there is definitely a lot of things in there that could have been cut out. And I think that if they would have cut out a lot of the things, this movie would have flowed a lot better. Like I said before, without spoiling anything, there are definitely a few deaths in here that really just take you, man. It really just takes you away, and it really just, you know, speaks something else to you. But for those of you who have watched the movie, you guys know what I'm talking about, you know. And for me, I have already moved on, you know, and just kind of accepted, you know, they did something great. And, you know, I'm glad that, you know, sometimes, you know, heroes need to die, you know. Sometimes they need to do something good. They need to have that emotional arc to the story, you know. For every character, it's very important that they have a beginning, middle, and an end. And for me, I can say that most of these characters have already had a beginning, middle, and an end. But overall, you know, I think they did a great job. They did great choices in this movie. But definitely my big beefs with this movie is just the time and just the slow first and second act, you know, that really just brings the movie down for sure. But other than that, you know, this movie was pretty good. You know, I have to say, if you haven't gone to see it, go watch it. Go watch it. And if you've already seen it once, go watch it again, because I guarantee that your eyes will be bawling out again, because, you know, it's definitely an emotional movie. And it's definitely worth to see a second time. And don't forget to invite your great uncle Barry. So I'm gonna give Avengers Endgame a B+. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, if you've liked this video, please give it a like. Please subscribe for more. And I'm sorry I've been away for so long. Just been really busy with life and stuff, but I'm so glad that I'm able to bring out this video, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Without further ado, we'll see you next time.